Yo! Cool, what's happening? What is happening, guys? How's everybody? I got this colorless assassin to have a look at today. It got it sprayed, but I really have no idea what color. Should I paint her red? I mean, I kinda hate painting black. I don't even know how you would edge highlight all this nonsense. Her hair could be red. So I need to get some thumb paint on this nun. I'm gonna Google red colorless assassin, see if anyone's done them red. No one's painted a colorless assassin red. Well, maybe I'll be the first. What do you think? Do like brown boots. Part of me's actually tempted to paint her body gold, and then go over it with like Blood Angel's red contrast paint. That's maybe what we'll do. This might be a wild idea, but hey, welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're all well. Because I've got my window open, you can't really see my face. I'm in like dark shadow, but it's fine. Don't think anyone's here to watch my face, are you? Good evening. AFOC, good evening. This one's on eBay. If you search Calidus Assassin on eBay, it's £6. Brandon, good afternoon. And a little bit later in today's stream, I don't know if you guys have seen that I have a raffle going on at the moment, but I'm going to show you how you can potentially win £100 from going into my raffle as well. So I'll do that once a few more people filter in. My raffle's doing way better than I thought it would, so I'm really happy about that. So the raffle is going to raise a lot of money for charity. Did anyone get their hands on the End and the Death? Anyone following all the drama with the scalpers? I've been following it, but I've also not been making any content on it. So I'm like, I don't really have anything to add. I guess it's good Games Workshop have a queue now. I guess it's bad that it still doesn't work. Greetings, Rosario, how are you doing? Excuse me. Yeah, I've been ill the last couple of days, so you're going to have to excuse my cough. You don't know how bad my cough sounds. You should have seen how bad I was on like Thursday night. Oh my god. That's why I had to cancel the stream. We had to take my son to like emergency room on Thursday night. There must just be some crazy virus going around. It's that time of year. But like it kicked everybody in our family's ass. My wife's actually still really unwell. Not kidding, what's happening, dude? How are you? Do you have any tips to get started with streaming on YouTube? Your channel has inspired me to do something with Space Wolves. Yeah, I mean, there's a channel that inspired me a little bit. It's called Think Media. It's all one word, just Think Media. If you're wanting to start on YouTube, then watch that channel, because he basically says like you don't need any fancy equipment, which is definitely where I started. I didn't have any fancy cameras or anything when I started. Everyone's got a cell phone, and also your first videos will be your worst videos. So like I can't even watch the first video I made on YouTube. It's so bad. I honestly can't even watch myself for like the first year. So if you're inspired to start something, just start. Doesn't matter how bad it is. You keep doing it, keep showing up, people will turn up. I'll give you a good example. Is when I wanted to start the Blood Angels channel, I decided that on Sunday was my army show, and I thought that the army show would be a good idea because people always like making army lists, people always want to talk about army lists. I wanted to bounce ideas off other people. So I did like my army show every Sunday, and Honestly, the first Sundays, like let's say the first month of the channel, nobody turned up. I think I did the whole army list show, like a whole hour list show, hour-long show, and no one was watching. So, but you stick with it. So that's the thing with YouTube. You gotta just stick with it. So, yeah, good luck if you're starting something. Cernade. How you doing, dude? Good afternoon, Daniel. Good afternoon, Podgar. Good afternoon, Eternal Crusader, or good evening, Eternal Crusader. What time zone are you in, Crusader? I thought you were in UK. But yeah, I'm gonna do gold, and then I'm gonna do Blood Angels red over the whole top of it. The contrast paint. So we're gonna have a shiny red assassin. That's why not. It's not like my assassin needed to be in some other army. She's exclusively Blood Angels. Plus, this isn't even the official GW model, right? So I just paint it how the hell I want to paint it, I guess. I could have bought the GW one, I suppose, but I don't really play any GW tournaments. Not as of late, anyway. So, I prefer the look of this one. You're not used to my afternoon gigs. I've been doing afternoon gigs a little bit more often as of late, because it just means that in the evening I've got more time to help, like, with family stuff. So yeah, I've been more doing some sort of, like, the family are all sitting watching a movie right now, so this is like my time to get on and do something. Excuse me. It'll look like Deadpool if you make it red. Is that the worst thing in the world? Working to finish my NIDS army to get sold off. 1 week to Deathwing Assault. Is the Deathwing Assault kit that exciting? I know a lot of people bought it. Is it not just a lot of more of the same? Like... I kind of felt like most Dark Angels players would also have a metric ton of Terminators anyway? I don't know. Mind you, Deadpool isn't shiny, so my guy will be shiny. Bonjour, Mud Puppy, how you doing? This would be a perfect model for contrast paints. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the whole body gold, and I'm going to hit it with the one contrast paint that I own. I've never picked up more than one contrast paint. You've wanted a Terminator army for a long time, so this is the start of it. Okay, fair enough. I suppose if you don't have any Terminators, the Deathwing Assault thing is exciting. I just felt like most... Like, it'll be the same if Blood Angels get a kit that's like new Sangre Guard, and it's going to be like, I have a drawer with 30 Sangre Guard in it, with magnets on a bunch of them, and so many different weapon options. Is it going to be exciting to me, for me, I suppose, to buy like a box with like 30 new Sangre Guard in it? I don't know if I'm going to buy the box, honestly. Even if they're on different size bases, I'd probably just rebase my current Sangre Guard onto the new bases. A lot of people hate the current Sangre Guard models. I kind of like them. I've always liked them. I think they're cool. So does anyone in chat, how many people we got in now? We got 23 3. Okay, we'll wait a couple of more minutes, see if we can get a few more people in. Maverick, good afternoon, how are you? Maybe if we get to 40 people, we'll talk about the raffle for a couple of minutes. But yeah, so I had to cancel the game. So I was going to be playing Miles' Imperial Guard on Wednesday. I think we're going to reschedule for this Wednesday. I had to cancel like super last minute on Miles because it was like we were on the phone or my wife was on the phone to like the hospital, and they were like, yeah, you need to bring your son into the hospital like right now. His temperature is just way too high. So that's the highest I've ever seen in an infant temperature. It was like 41.6, which is really high in Celsius. It's probably like well over 100 in Fahrenheit, and it was like, if you Google it, it says like if it gets to 42, their organs and stuff can start shutting down. So we had like a crazy night on Wednesday where I had to like rush to the hospital, and then like 24 hours after I'd been at the hospital, obviously with my son, like I guess I picked up whatever he had, and like I was super ill on Thursday night. Like probably the worst illness I've had in my life. It reminded me of like when I got COVID, it was way worse than COVID. Like I was burning up like something crazy. So I was like, because we're very lucky that the hospital's nearby and we got to the hospital in time and everything was fine. But geez, I think ever since COVID, like people, it seems like illnesses have got worse. I don't know. You're going for 2,000 points of Terminators. Fair enough. I have like, I probably have 2,000 points of Terminators. I've got, I think I've got 6 squads of the ones with bolters. Then I've got 4 squads of the close combat ones. I have no idea why I've got 6 squads of the bolter ones and 4, right? Well, I'll tell you, the reason I've got so many squads of them is because it's because I might actually give her green hair. I guess we'll see. What? Maybe like a teal hair. The reason I've got so many squads is because I've got the original metal plastic ones, and then I think I got like I think I had 2 squads of those metal ones. Then I must have got 2 squads of the... Remember when we first made the plastic Terminators? I think that was in the... Oh, what set it was it? I've got it. Assault at Blackreach. I think I got a set of Terminators in Assault at Blackreach. And then obviously I get 2 sets of Terminators in these Leviathan boxes, so I've got more Terminators than I know what to do with, honestly. Like probably 6 squads of them. I could probably sell some of them, but I generally never sell my Blood Angels. There's not much in the Blood Angels repertoire that I don't have that I need money for to buy, I guess. So is anyone doing any painting today? Anyone doing any Warhammer over the weekend? Anyone got big plans? All these little knives on her legs I'm going to try and paint around, I guess. But yeah, I was reading up on, or I was... Part of me was reading that, part of me was watching other content creators' videos about the drama that's happened with the scalping in the books, which is getting absolutely ridiculous. It seems like every release now, they're just... I really think that they need to introduce something that's like checking if people are regular players or something. I don't know. It seems really bad, the the situation that just happened. Mud Puppy's not feeling so well either. Man, hope you feel better. I think I'm like 80% of the way through this. Last night was a little bit rough, but I feel like today I've woken up, and although I'm still coughing, I'm feeling like a million times better, and I don't have a headache, and I haven't had to take... You know what, I've taken one ibuprofen today, but yesterday I was taking like ibuprofen, paracetamol, cough mixture. I was taking all the drugs yesterday just to try and feel okay. Yeah, they should do the new books on print on demand. That would be good, wouldn't it? The thing is, if regular players are suffering to the extent where regular players are having to spend $300 to get the books, you could argue that Games Workshop could do it where it's like print on demand for 40 quid, print on demand with the author signing it for like 60 or 80, so like you're paying a little bit for the author, but you could decide then if you want the signature or not. Because if the signature is what's making it like super expensive, then maybe you don't like... If I have a limited edition book, I'm just happy I've got the limited edition of it. I don't really necessarily need it to be signed by the author, right? And that's funny you say that, because I was looking at the Sanguinius book just because obviously I've got the raffle on right now, giving away one of the Sanguinius books. And I was looking at my copy, I was like, is this copy even signed? Because I didn't actually know, and it turns out it's not, but it hasn't made me like my copy of it any less, just because it's not signed, you know? Good morning, Phil. Everything is well from the other day. You could probably hear it in my voice, and you'll hear it in my cough, no doubt, that my son picked up some crazy virus and passed it to me. But my son's doing much, much better. But we had to take him to A&E. His temperature wasn't, or emergency room as you guys call it in America. His temperature was just through the roof. It was insane, actually. I mean, I've seen the kids with a high temperature before, like 39 degrees, maybe getting close to 40. But this was like 41.2. This temperature was insanity. Sorry, I think the highest it got was like 41.5. And when we called the hospital and told them it was 41.5, they were like, you need to go to emergency room right now. And that happened like half an hour before. And Miles doesn't even live close to where we play. So I had to phone Miles. I guess he'd probably already like spent time and energy and money trying to get to where we were going to play. And be like, Miles, I can't play you. You know, we're going to emergency room literally right now. Man, kids though. Kids just pick up every illness there is. Facing Death Guard today, 60 PM list. 60 Plague Marines. Just don't let them charge you. And stay out of grenade range, and you'll be fine. Their grenades are scary, their charge is scary. I'm not sure they're very scary at shooting. I mean, they got a couple of plasmas and a couple of meltas, but they don't really have any built-in rerolls or anything, right? How many rhinos? Fever in kids is no joke. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Rosario's playing Necromunda on Sunday. Do you know what? I need to get back and finish painting my Necromunda. That'll be a project at some point. Because I had the old metal gangs from like the early... Would it have been the early 90s? Or maybe even late 90s actually. Do you remember when Necromunda came and it was like a vertical set of like cardboard and you built it up higher and higher? That's when I played. And I played one of the default clans. That's when you combine gangs and clans in the same word. I played one of the default gangs, and I played the Goliaths. So when they did the re-release, I did actually re-buy the Goliath set, and I sprayed all my metal Goliaths white because I felt embarrassed about how bad they were. Obviously, when I was painting before, I was painting when I was like 10 years old. 10-year-old me sucked at painting so bad, so I resprayed all of them white so I could like make some sort of like cohesive gang, and then I've never really got back to it since then. Maybe I've done like a couple of base colours here or there, but not much. I liked the original Necromunda, though. I thought it was a great game. But yeah, so everybody's good. Just that all of us have been left with this horrendous cough. And my wife still got a bit of a headache. Phil says that was his introduction to Games Workshop. Well, what a great introduction, because that game was awesome. The persistence between the missions. I liked it when you could hit people and they could fall off and stuff like that. I thought that was awesome fun. And I also liked it that sometimes when your guys got injured, you know, like one of your guys got injured and it was like, this guy's lost his eye, but it actually does something. Like you could get killed, or you could get, I guess you weren't really killed in the missions, were you? You were more like downed. And then when you're downed, you could come back with like a, you know, you lose your eye, but you gain like 2 strength or something. Lose a ballistic skill. There was pretty cool in between rule missions. I don't think I've still got the original box or the rules for it, unfortunately. But it was such a good game. I've never actually played the new Necromunda. I bought it, but I've never got around to playing it yet. One of my sons is named Goliath. Hopefully not after the Necromunda gang, or was it after the Necromunda gang knocking? Excuse me. Mud Puppy's trying to finish some aggressors to replace my old Thunderhammer Shield Assault Terminators. Yeah, Assault Terminators really aren't good this edition, are they? That's why I was looking at the Deathwing box. I was like, is this even that exciting? Because Terminators just don't seem that good this edition. You know, like, we can all... Aggressors are a good example, and the Aggressors were complete rubbish in 9th edition. No one run Aggressors at all in 9th edition. But I did run Terminators in 9th edition. I did run them quite often as Blood Angels. I ran them to multiple tournaments, actually. Just 5 Terminators. Thought they were good, I thought they were durable, I thought they did quite good damage. I thought the different variants were good. In fact, I ran both variants at different tournaments. But now I'm just like, Terminator's not so sure, huh? I kept a few of my 14-year-old models, need to play the new one sometime. I've still got 1996 Mephiston in a blister pack. I don't know why I've still got him in a blister pack. I've also got a Tycho in a blister pack, and I've got a Dante in a blister pack, and I believe they're all Finecast. So I've got a bunch of the old Blood Angels still in blister packs for some reason. Some unknown reason, because it's not like you're ever going to need them, is it? Like, I've got them for prosperity or something? Is that the word? So now there's a few people here. Let me show you this real quick. I'm going to show you my monitor and show you this raffle I'm running if you haven't seen it. So I'll put the link into the chat as well. If you've missed this, cool. If you haven't missed it, no problem. But let me just show you this 1 second. Good evening, good afternoon, Ardeen. How you doing? So this is my limited edition raffle. Enter this raffle. I realise my camera is like obnoxiously in the way here, but this is a raffle where you can win this limited edition Sanguinius book or Commander Dante. There's 2 prizes. If you haven't entered it yet, it costs £1 for a ticket, and it's all done through this website. 100% of the money is going to this children's charity, the Archie Foundation. If you want to read about them, you can read about them here. And over here on the right hand side, there's this share button. So if you share the raffle with any of your friends on Facebook or Twitter, there's a chance you can win £100. So even if you have already got a ticket, if you'd be nice enough to share it with some of your Warhammer buddies on Twitter or Facebook, then you can win £100. So basically, in I'm gonna send out the book to whoever wins it, regardless of where they live in the world. I'm gonna pay the postage. I'm gonna send it out, and I'll send out the Dante as well. So I've been meaning to do that for a while. Actually, I've been wanting to. That charity helped us when we were in hospital. So it lasts for the next 9 days. It costs £1 to enter. I'm sure I'll plug it again before the 9 days is up. But if you can't afford it, please don't feel pressured to, because it's already doing really, really well. Better than I'd kind of hoped it would do. My thought was that if I can make, if my raffle makes less than $200, then I should have just sold the library book and the Dante on eBay and just put the money towards the charity, right? That was my thought. So it seems like it's going to well exceed that. So I think we're in good stead. But yeah, if you've got £1, if you want a chance to win those things, it's there for the next 9 days. And it's just, for me, it's super cool to see what our community can do in terms of like I don't know, like basically when I mean, just painting her hand gold, I'm wondering if that's the wrong idea, but it's done now, I guess. We'd always go over it, we'll see. My puppy loves the Blood Angels Terminator models. Do you think we'll get new ones if they... I mean, I guess that's the problem though. There will be a new Blood Angels Terminator kit, a Primaris-sized Blood Angels Terminator kit. We just don't know when, right? Like, I can't see there ever be... I can't see there being no... You know, like, if Dark Angels just got all their Terminators upgraded, then it's going to happen for Blood Angels. I guess the question is just when, and how much money are you willing to risk buying the current Blood Angels kit? Because the current Blood Angels kit is cool, don't get me wrong. And here's a trick, if you didn't know, that the current Blood Angels Terminator shoulder pads kind of fit okay on Blade Guard veterans. So obviously, like, there's no custom shoulder pads for Blade Guard, right? There isn't like an upgrade sprue for Blood Angels or anything like that. But if you do put Terminator shoulder pads on the Blade Guard, they look pretty dope, because I did it on a few of mine. Just because I had a few left over. You're hoping that Blood Angels get a... Oh, let me get rid of this. 1 second. Right that. Man, I hate being ill. Yeah, there might be a Blood Angels Terminator upgrade kit, I guess. I suppose it depends on how Games Workshop want to do it. The thing that they've done with the Primaris jump packs I don't love. You know, like, there's no way of getting Primaris jump packs without buying a whole kit. So sometimes they can just do that and be like, yeah, well, the only way you can get them is if you buy the whole kit. And I kind of hate that, because that's expensive, and you get a bunch of models that you maybe didn't even want, but you wanted the jump packs. Aggressor sure Terminator shoulder pads. Blade Guard use normal, but well, the Blade Guard might use normal shoulder pads, but they're big models. Blade Guard, like when I started, because Blade Guards are on 40mm bases, right? When I first put Blade Guard on the table, a lot of people were surprised that they moved 6 inches, because a lot of people saw that they're quite large models and assumed they were Gravis. I think maybe even I assumed they were Gravis the first time I put them on the table, because Blade Guard are bigger but they are also just not. I guess they're just regular, right? But the Blade Guard shoulder pad, the Terminator shoulder pads look great on the Blade Guard. I can show you a couple if you haven't seen. If you want to see, if you don't trust me, I can show you a couple. Excuse me. I thought they looked really good. Well, I did it anyway. Margot, good evening. Robert says Blade Guard do have large shoulder pads. Victims of their own success. GW just don't have the capacity to make stuff for all the factions these days. Well, I guess that's what happens when you have like 21 races in Warhammer. When you have 40k, right? It's like 21 factions now or something ridiculous. That's why I think they have so much trouble with balance, because there's so many factions. It's really hard to balance. The Inner Circle companions are just Blade Guard with great swords. I'm buying 6 to mix in with my Templar Blade Guard squads. I like the Dark Angels term used to paint red and use some on my Blood Angels. Oh, that's a cool idea, I suppose. Yeah, I guess maybe some people would have done that. I never even thought about that. I think it'll come down to if we can get... because Forge World used to sell a Blood Angels Terminator upgrade shoulder pads sprue. I don't really know why they stopped selling that sprue, because I bought it at least once. It's kind of annoying when they do that, when they've got great unique sprues like that, but they just stop selling them. Forge World are a weird company. Factions and sub-factions, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like 21 factions before you start sub-factioning it, right? So it is a crazy amount of stuff. That's why, if you really think about it, like, most of the Space Marine releases since the Primaris range, I mean, like, Black Templar's got that one box set and a couple of their characters, but everybody else has just been waiting. Even, well, do you know what? Maybe Ultramarines have had a few. Because didn't Tigris go Primaris, and we got the Guilliman model. Kalgar went Primaris. Uriel Ventress went Primaris. So maybe Ultramarines are in a good state, right? They've got like 4 or 5 of their characters Primaris. I mean, I guess if you actually think about Blood Angels are not too bad. Like Mephiston and Dante are probably our most iconic ones. It's good that they've got it. The problem is with them is their rules kind of stink for both of them. I really wish they wouldn't leave models with crappy rules for as long as they do, but hey, I guess that's how 40k is these days. Sometimes you come out with great rules and you're golden, other times you come out with really crappy rules and you're stuck for a while. I'd love to see some of those Dark Angel Terminators once you've got them done for Blood Angels though. But yeah, it would trust like that. Did anyone buy that Forge World Terminator shoulder pad upgrade sprue for Blood Angels, or was it just me? Because I thought that was a really good set. I mean, it was probably expensive. It was like 10 shoulder pads for probably like $10. But hey, Forge World is expensive. You kind of know that you kind of know when you go to forgeworld.com it's not going to be cheap, right? Oh, Morgo 3D prints them. Yeah. True. True. I mean, it's not like the Finecast Terminator shoulder pads would be all that difficult to 3D print. Good for you if you got good STLs for them. I've never got to 3D printing yet. Something I'll probably get to it someday, but I'm not there yet. Alright, I'm gonna go with Temple Guard Blue as a base colour, I think. Or I'm gonna go with Blue Horror. No, maybe Temple Guard Blue. Yeah, someone, oh, I'm trying to think who it was. Someone sent me a bunch of the Primaris jetpacks. It was, Joe, I'm drawing a blank who sent me them now, but someone sent me a bunch of 3D printed Primaris jetpacks, and I made one model with them. They're pretty much identical to the real thing. Like, I think if you put them side by side and they're both sprayed white, I think you'd be struggling. You struggle to see which one was not the official one. This is going to be the weirdest colour assassin you've ever seen, but we'll see where it goes. You'd think a shape-shifting assassin wouldn't have this much hair, but I guess that's the way that she likes to roll. I guess logic doesn't exist in the grim darkness of the far future, huh? So hopefully it's balanced data slate, huh? This week I saw that they did the meta watch for Age of Sigmar on, I think it was Thursday they did meta watch for Age of Sigmar, so I imagine that means meta watch for 40k is this week coming, you think? I don't know what they're going to say in meta watch, but I guess we'll find out. Wonder if they're going to mention a new season as well, like post-Leviathan. Like, is there going to be another season, or where are we going with there? She uses the whip to disarm the targets. I saw you last night, JT Money, in Liam Dempsey's chat, and you didn't answer me when I said hello to you. What the hell is up with that? I was feeling very unwell last night. I was just watching Liam. If you guys have never watched Liam, he's got a... Just Google, I guess, or search on YouTube, Liam Dempsey. He's, I was gonna say, he's got like a little 40k channel. I say little, it's bigger than mine. Oh, you had kids in dinner. I'm not fucking with you, dude. It's all good. It's all good. Trying to remember what Liam was speaking about last night, but I guess I must really be ill because I don't remember a single thing from his stream. I mean, I remember watching it. I remember seeing you in the chat. But yeah, I wasn't feeling so hot last night. But yeah, she'll definitely be able to whip someone with this tail slash hair. Jeez, oh. Like something out of Mortal Kombat. I actually watched that Mortal Kombat movie on Netflix the other night. Because we've got like a little TV where I've got like a cross trainer in my garage. So I always watch like trashy TV usually while I'm on the cross trainer. I was on the cross trainer and it was like Netflix suggested to Mortal Kombat, and I was like, okay, this is going to be bad, but I'll watch it because I just need something to watch while I'm on the cross trainer. So I watched the new Mortal Kombat movie, and honestly, at the end of it, I was like, man, that was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. They had so many good bits, and they had so many of the classic characters in it. Not that I've played much Mortal Kombat in the last 20 years, but I mean, I did play it when I was like, I played Mortal Kombat 2 on my Game Gear. Did any of you guys have a Game Gear? That was like the portable Master System or Mega Drive. Like, this is proper 90s computers. Anyone remember Bob Fleming? I do not. What was Bob Fleming? Give me an idea, I might remember. What I find funny with paintbrushes is sometimes paintbrushes can just be knackered after like very few uses. You ever find that where it's like I bought a couple of expensive Games Workshop brushes, like their Artificer brushes, paid like 13-14 bucks for one, and honestly, like after like 10 or 20 paint sessions, maybe not even 10 actually, 10 paint sessions or something, I'm just like, man, this Artificer brush is no use anymore. Like, it's just splayed and it's just hard to paint with, and I'm kind of done with it. Like, I'm ready to just throw it in the bin. These Element Games character brushes, see the end of this brush, see how much it's been chewed? Like, I've chewed it, because I'm always chewing it when I'm speaking on stream sometimes and I'm doing things. I've been using this brush like, I don't know, like 18 months or something now. It's ridiculous. And like, it's still absolutely fine to paint with. Whereas like, I've had much more expensive brushes die on me much quicker. I actually have 2 more of these, because I bought like a couple more once I realised like, wow, these brushes last for ages. I don't take particularly good... I know that you're supposed to do... You're not supposed to do strokes away from you and stuff like that. I don't take particularly good care of my brushes. Metal uses paintbrushes. I don't paint that many metal models. I was going to say, I actually can't remember the last metal model I painted. I don't remember. Maybe my Vindicator has a little bit of metal on it because it's one of the very old Vindicators. Like, I feel like I don't paint that much metal. And I think even when I destroyed that Games Workshop brush, I feel like it wasn't because I was painting metal, it was just the brush got destroyed, really. Oh, it's a Fast Show character. Man, I mean, I've watched the Fast Show, but so many years ago. Daniel says, GW brushes are horrible and crazy overpriced. Regardless of brushes, you have to use different brushes for different types of paint. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the GW brushes. I'm more of a fan of their synthetic ones, but that's mainly just to do undercoats and stuff like that. Well, Rosario painted a metal Tycho recently. I think you might be right. One of my Tychos might have been metal. I do use brush soap, but pretty much I use it after every paint session. Oh, last night, I don't know if you guys know about this, I imagine you do. If you liked Band of Brothers, the new show by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks came out last night. It's called Masters of the Air, which is basically Band of Brothers, but this time all about the Air Force. We watched 20 minutes of it last night. The first 2 episodes are out on Apple TV. Me and my wife watched 20 minutes of it last night. I was just getting into it, and then my wife's like, I'm really tired and I'm not feeling well. I need to go to bed. I was like, okay, god damn it. So hopefully we're going to watch the rest of the first episode and the second episode this weekend. But it looks like it's going to be really good. So if you like Band of Brothers, I think most people genuinely thought Band of Brothers was a great show, then Masters of the Air is the new one out on Apple TV. And have a look for a free trial if you don't have Apple TV, because Apple TV are really good at giving out free trials. In the last 9 months, I want to say I've had the whole 9 months completely free trials. I don't know why they give away so many, but they do. So this chick has like 1,000,000 daggers on her belt on her waist, but when you get to the game, she's got no rules for throwing daggers. Seems a little bit silly, but hey, I guess that's what it is. This grey paint is a little bit too thin. Did the Calidus Assassin ever have rules for daggers? I don't think she did she? I'm certainly not remembering any. No, it's still too thin, what the hell? Happy Saturday, Greg. They used to be poison blades. I was going to say, what's her weapon even called now? Because she had a power sword before. Oh, I forget. You're right, though. Poison blades, huh? Howdy, Campbell. How are you? Robert. Greg, happy... I said that, did I? Happy Saturday. I'm not feeling 100%. I have whatever my son... Wherever we had to take my son to for the emergency room on Wednesday night, I think he passed it to me. Well, he definitely passed it to me. I don't know where else I could have got it. But, yeah, I'm just running a high fever last night. feeling like a million times better today than I was. But Thursday night was pretty rough. Like I had a crazy high fever on Thursday night. I didn't know if I was hot or cold. Like I was under like loads of covers, and then I was sweating, and then I was not under the covers, and I was shivering. It was like properly high temperatures. Must be some sort of virus. Hyperphase blade. Now I know that she's got the blade, because her blade used to ignore armor saves. It's now got lethal hits, strength 5 -4, so it's still pretty good. I actually had the Calidus Assassin kill a Rhino in the other game, because, I mean, a Rhino doesn't get save against -4, and it comes down to lethal hits. So because she gets 5 attacks, potentially you can luck out and get a couple lethal hits. And then, yeah, she killed a Rhino by herself, because Colin charged her with a Rhino thinking the Rhino was going to kill her. And I was like, okay, sure, if you want to charge her, go for it with your Rhino. And then I think she did 6 damage to the Rhino, because maybe he got like 2 lethal hits and then like one successful wound, and he can't save any of them. And then next turn I think I just killed the Rhino. Just done. But she's mainly on my list to do actions, I guess. Or to potentially do actions. She had a Phase Blade and Poison Blade. Phase Blade was AP 4 and ignore and Vuns. Poison Blade wounded on 2 against non-vehicle units. That's what it was. The Poison Blades were like anti-infantry 2+, I guess, or something like that. But I mean, that was in an edition where there was no such thing as anti-infantry 2+, so I guess it was like a special case. Thanks for the reminder. I mean, I probably wouldn't have remembered that even if I was feeling well. Phil, so you're here to save me. I feel like I get too much stuff in my brain these days. I'm too old, too much stuff. Don't remember it all. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff going around, Greg. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I worry about like when on Thursday night when my temperature was so high that like I was like, holy crap! Like I just need to drink loads of water because I don't know what's going on. As long as I've got fluids in me, I'm fine, right? But like when your 2-year-old has that much temperature, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's not, like... Michael's 2. So it was, like, really difficult, Greg. I had to basically shout at him. It was really nasty. Like, not, like, I'm not shouting vindictively at him, but basically having to, like, sit him on my lap and shout at him to drink water. And I have to get him to drink, like, a pint of water because he was so dehydrated. And... honestly, the doctor at the emergency room wasn't that helpful. He just said, like, you need to make sure his liquids are up. And I was like, well, that's going to be difficult when he's really unwell and he doesn't want to do anything and he doesn't want to entertain anything. He just wants to lie there. So I had to, like, sit him on my knee and, like, make sure that my wife went out of the room and, like, bribe him. Like, you can see Mummy if you drink this water. And it was, like, horrific, man. It's like you hear about these horror stories when people go home from hospital because the doctors have sent them away. It's happened here a few times in the UK now. Like they're understaffed or they're short-staffed at the hospital, so they send people home and then the kid will die overnight or some nonsense because it was dehydrated or whatever and the doctor didn't give it enough attention. So it was like, hell if that's happening on my watch, you know? But at the same time, it's absolutely brutal just having to and shout in the face of a 2-year-old, like, drink the water, come on, come on, come on, you know, and be relentless with them for like half an hour. It's friggin' scary, man. If you were gifted Tabletop Simulator, would you play it? Jason, I don't know if I've got time, man. Do I have... Because James Fisher, who's been on the channel earlier this year, he was like saying to me, like, we'll play Tabletop Simulator over the holidays. And then I was like, sure, we'll play Tabletop Simulator over the holidays. That sounds great. And then, like, in the actual holidays, I don't know if I felt like I had enough time to spend an evening playing Tabletop Simulator. Well, the thing is, Mud Puppy, they couldn't put him on a drip, though, because they tried to put a temperature thing on his foot, and he just kicking around like crazy. Like, the temperature thing was only like a little... You know those little snap-on clips they get? Like, it's almost like a clothes peg, but like there's no strength in it. You put your finger in and it just sits like that on your finger to tell them like their pulse and temperature. You know, he's 2, he doesn't understand. He's in the hospital, he's in an environment he doesn't want to be in. He's just screaming blue murder and ripping it off every time they put it on. I actually don't, like, if they were desperate to get liquids into him, I don't know how they would do it, because I don't know how they would get something in to sedate him in the first place to get more liquids into him. So they just basically sent us home. And he was, you know, like, if you're dehydrated, you've got a headache, you don't want to do anything, the fever's kicking his ass, giving him no energy. It was brutal, man. But yeah, we were, I feel like we were lucky, but I also feel like that's pretty scary, because if I hadn't got him to drink all that, like, what would have happened? You know what I mean? That's what happens now. Like, I've read it on the news where people have been sent home from an emergency room and then the kid will have died. It's brutal. So yeah. The health service in here in Scotland, I'm not impressed with, I'll tell you, as of now. Yeah, they'd probably given him a jag. Never thought of that. Yeah, I think that would be the only option, would be to jag him, to knock him out, I guess, and then get the IV in or something. Because there's no way you would lie still to get in an IV. Absolutely no way. He was losing his mind when they put that little temperature thing on his foot, and all that was a tiny little light on his foot. But yeah. So we're all good now, but scary, man. You know, when you don't have kids, before I had kids, I hadn't visited the emergency room in like a decade, maybe even longer, you know? And it's like, you have kids, you're in the emergency room like 3 times a year, every year. For each kid, it feels like. It's crazy. It's better than the 4K bill to tell you the same thing. It's Jason, I guess. They charge you $4,000 for that in America, would they? Jesus. I tell you, if they charged me $4,000 for that, I'd be like, you're having a laugh here, because you don't... It's a complete joke. The NHS is on its knees. Yeah, I kind of think that you're right, Trivial Pursuit. It's not in a great situation, is it? We already had a problem with NHS earlier in the year. That was maybe why I was so desperate to get him to drink so much water when we got home. Or just get his fluids back up, because I was like, he's got to, like, he's barely had a drink all day. And they don't seem concerned by that at all at the hospital, and I'm like, I'm super concerned by it, because but yeah, we had earlier in the year, we actually, or late last year, I guess, we had one of the 2 doctors miss like a pretty serious illness in our other kid. So after that, we've kind of been on point where we're like, man, gotta do a bit of our own diagnosis here. Dr. Kuchla says that's why I'm a doctor, not to be an ER. I don't know what you mean by that. How long is the raffle open? 9 days, Jason. 9 more days for the raffle where it's open. I did show it the page earlier. And there's also a share button over here where you can share this competition. So if you share it, you can win £100 as well. Just click share and then share it to Twitter. How does that work? Just creates a link. Boom. There, I'll tweet it again. Why not? I had like £100. That was easy. I don't know if you still can win the £100 if you share your own raffle, but a lot of people have got tickets, like tons of people, Campbell. So when I put the raffle up, I thought to myself, if we get less than $200, then I should have just sold the book on eBay and the Dante on eBay and then just given the money straight to charity. But it looks like we're going to smash right through that. So based on that, I made the right decision doing the raffle. So it's going to get more money for the charity, and hopefully it means that somebody can... Well, I would have done the raffle charity anyway. It just seemed like if it made less than 200, it would have been annoying, I suppose, because I was like, those Black Library books on eBay sell really, really well, don't they? I've been wanting to do something for charity for a while, actually. Like, ever since that charity helped us out when Michael was born. It's good to give back when you can, and I guess I'm in a very lucky position where I can, because we've got the community. And you guys are always so supportive of everything I do, so it's like... Yeah, I guess I'm very blessed by this community. How much has there been so far? A good number. I can show you the number. Here's the thing. I don't know, like, if the number's good, does that put people off buying tickets? If a lot of tickets are sold? Like, is that a thing? Like, I don't want to mess up the potential a charity gets by being like, hey, it's doing great. I mean, I'll show you the number at the end for sure. You tell me what you think is the best option. It makes you want to contribute more if it's doing well. See, that's kind of the opposite of what I thought it might be doing. Because technically if it's doing well, then you have less chance to win, right? Unless people don't care about winning and they're like, if winning is a bonus, the main thing is to give the money to the charity. Which is, I don't know, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know how people think. I'm more like a... like my view of things in life is generally quite muted, right? Like, I don't know... Like, I like to be positive all the time, but I'm also quite reserved, I guess. Oh, buy a ticket and you can see the amount of entries, can you? Oh, there you go then. Buy one ticket and you can see the amount of entries. Good, thanks Knucking, I had no idea. See, Robert says he wasn't interested in winning the prize. There you go. Robert, you're a champion of the people. Well, I'm going to show you the price right now if you can see it if you buy a ticket. I had no real idea how the system really worked, to be honest. This is the first time I've done it. So, where is it? I click your raffles. There you go. Doing quite well. More than $200, right? it's doing more than I ever thought it would, to be honest. I'm super yeah, like... Excuse me. I'm gonna leave that to dry for a minute. My one tub of contrast paint. Oh man, it looks like it's not been used in a long time. I think that's accurate. Good morning, Dadiversary. How are you? Saving up 1,000 before the end of the stream. Yeah, I mean, I think it's way more than I thought it would be, regardless. So, I think I'm super happy. People don't need to go. You don't need to go completely mental on it. But yeah, it's amazing actually. So I mean, someone else that has a young child that might not make it, hopefully they can help them get through it, you know? Philip said, giving to children's charities is awesome. When my eldest was born, we ended up spending 2 weeks in the children's hospital in DC. The doctors botched his circumcision. Oh dear, okay. Well, my boy was born with, apparently this is a thing that can happen, is your intestines aren't joined together. Your upper and lower intestine just aren't joined together. And sometime I think part of the intestine doesn't even grow. Beats me. Don't know why that would happen, but that's what happened. So yeah, we were in hospital for 17 days. That's a long time to be in hospital. Excuse me. So yeah, children's charities is awesome. I did a sponsored walk a few years ago, and I raised £500 when I did that sponsored walk, and that was for children. I can't remember the charity's name exactly, but it was for like multiple charities, and one of the charities was children with cancer, and I thought that was a really good charity as well to raise money for, because like cancer's a fucking disaster of a illness anyway. You know, even if someone gets cancer when they're 70, it's still a nightmare, you know? So like a child getting cancer, I'm like, oh god, like that's just the worst thing ever. And even if they beat it, you know, there's a chance it can come back or something. So I felt like that was a good charity to raise money for when I did my sponsored walk. So my sponsored walk was I walked a marathon in one day, so like 26.4 miles. I think I did that in 2014. I'd like to do it again, actually. You have to do a bit of training to be ready to walk 26 miles in a single day. But and you need like a really well worn in good pair of shoes. But if you've got that, then especially here in Scotland, we've got like loads of scenic walks and stuff like that. So being able to walk like 26 miles in Scotland is actually very enjoyable, because there's like so much scenery and stuff to see. Trivial Pursuit said he was stuck in the hospital for 3 weeks, who was 10 weeks premature. Okay, so Michael was 5.5 weeks premature. When they're that small, man, it's friggin' scary as well, isn't it? I think we saw a baby in the hospital when we were there, and what had happened was her mum had got COVID, because Michael was born in 2021. So this was sort of us just... I say us, I guess the world as a whole was just sort of starting to come out of COVID, and let me think. So the world as a whole was coming out of COVID, and yeah, we saw some mum who'd got COVID while she was pregnant, and she delivered the baby at like 26 weeks. That baby was friggin' tiny. I don't know what happened to it, but like when we were thinking like our baby was small, you know, like 35.5 weeks, and this baby came out at like 26, and it was like, man, this is scary, because that baby is so small. Like, you know what, as someone who paints Space Marines exclusively, it feels very strange to be painting a woman's bum. It's not my normal painting, you know. We're normally painting men's crotches and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that. Painting a woman's bum feels a bit weird. I'm working on this. I was going to say, this is my proxy Calidus assassin. I've decided to make her shiny red using contrast paint. Because one, I never use contrast paint, and two, she's kind of exclusively for my Blood Angels, so why not go shiny red with her? So I painted her body gold. I'm going to paint contrast paint all over the gold and see what it looks like. I'm glad you guys laughed at that. You had to run out and buy premature clothes and they were still too big. I've heard stories, trivial, of people buying like clothes for dolls because their babies are born so early that the baby is so small that it basically needs clothes for like a toy to fit it. So yeah, it's awesome. Everyone that bought a raffle ticket so far in support of the charity, you guys, I mean, even if you didn't, even if you just support the stream in general, thanks for being here, thanks for supporting the charity. I'm going to be very excited when the money gets to the charity as well, because you know, charities are great like that. They're there when you need them, and then the idea is if you can give something back in the future, then they'll be there when someone else needs them. Spice Girl Assassin. I guess. I mean, did the Spice Girls ever wear red jumpsuits? Probably at some point, right? I painted one of my Inquisitors. I think I bought Inquisitor Cotias. I painted him in like Blood Angels colours, and I actually cut off his head, like his Inquisitor style head, and put a Space Marine helmet on him. Because I mean, I play all these characters as Blood Angels, so if they're going to be a Blood Angel, why aren't they just dressed like a Blood Angel? I mean, I guess it would be the same as like cutting off this girl's head and putting a Blood Angel head on her, or a maybe not a Blood Angel head, a Space Marine helmet. It's kind of funny. People hated that one, though. They hated the conversion. Well, that was the thing with this charity. We didn't even have to ask. They just started providing for me and my wife. You know, like they provided with clothes. They provided like food, you know, like even the silliest thing, like you're in the hospital for weeks. Just like having a place to go talk to someone, having a place to just get snacks and stuff. Like they just provided everything that you could ever want. So and I couldn't be there all the time because obviously like we've got another kid. So the other kid, you know, life goes on. So it was my wife on her own in the hospital. So they were a really good support mechanism for her. That says I purchased a Sister of Silence for my Custodes for my assassin. That's a pretty clever idea. Give her a Terminator head. Ed, I think if I give her a Terminator head, Mark and Tony will come up to Scotland and murder me. Or is it only Primaris heads that's the problem? I think if I gave her a Primaris head, they would murder me. Alright, I got like 15 or 20 more minutes, and then I'll have to go downstairs and rejoin the family. So if there's any, I know we're not really talking Blood Angels today, but if there's any Blood Angels questions, anyone is desperate to get asked or ask, I guess ask them in the next 5 minutes. I fully expect there to be a balanced data slate next week, and I fully expect to do a video on said balanced data slate. I'll start working on it as soon as the balanced data slate drops. That's kind of why I did that video about Primaris units this week, because I figured like the Primaris list building stuff probably won't be affected too much by the balanced data slate, not too much changes. Like Primaris models are still fine, they're not what Blood Angels players specifically want to run, but they are what they are. This is the Britney Spears assassin. If we get to 1,000 on the to get to 1,000 on the donations, we have to what? Cut off her head and put on a Primaris head. I'm very scared to do this. People very much do not like it when I do that. You're making yourself public enemy number 1 at the moment, Cambo. Because then I can blame you. I can be like, Cambo told me I had to do it. Where are you from anyway, Cambo? Are you UK or are you America? You know what? I really like red contrast. Blood Angel's red contrast over gold. It's such a simple one. I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe you ever hear the phrase like empty barrels make the most noise? Basically means like simple things amuse simple people is another thing that people would say. Maybe I'm just simple. You're from Fife? Okay, so they literally have to drive past you to get to me. So I'm sure they could make a detour in Fife to... I don't know what they would do. You don't have any Primaris heads on anyone funky, do you? Excuse me. Put our head on Lamarcus and watch Mark explode. I shouldn't have found that so funny, Ed, but I actually find that hilarious. Do you know what, Ed? You've just given me the greatest idea ever. What I need to do, right? Get this. Like next year, like at Christmas time, hopefully Mark and Tony won't watch this stream. They don't watch all my streams anyway. So, and you know, Tony's busy now that he's got his, Tony's got some kids now, so he's busy. And Mark usually plays like WoW or something on the weekends, so he's probably not going to catch the whole stream. So what I need to do is like next Christmas or something, tell them like, guys, I've been thinking about you guys all year. And I know what you like for Blood Angels, so I've built you like a really custom conversion, like, and I'm really proud of them. I've spent a lot of time building them, so I really want you to like take these models as like display pieces, you know, like really jig it up as like it's going to be something super cool. Then I basically send them like an assassin. Like this 6-pound assassin with his head chopped off. like a Terminator. Or a Primaris head stuck on. Man, they'd be so pissed. Oh, I'd find that more funny than it probably needs to be actually, but I think it would be quite funny. And what I wouldn't give to see the reactions when they open the box. Just be like, what the hell? Be like, screw you, John. Oh, that's funny. Do it in April, fools. Yeah, 1st of April. I actually thought for the 1st of April we could rename the channel, like what we said we'd do on the New Year's Eve stream. I don't think it's in good taste though, unfortunately. I think that was a drunk idea that sounded funny at the time. I think I'd need a better April Fool's. So I'm open to April Fool's suggestions if anyone's got any. Because a lot of big channels and stuff do April Fool's. I don't think I've done one yet. I don't think I'm... I was going to say, it's not like I'm not creative. I can be creative, I just can't think of a good, funny April Fool's. If we're doing April Fool's though, I want it to be in good taste, you know? Yeah, she definitely has that candied apple look. I like it, man. I mean, I'm obviously not done with her by a long shot, but I think that the contrast paint over her body has turned out fine. I think it's a good trick if you just want to add a bit of extra shimmer to your Blood Angel's red contrast paint, is base coat Retributor gold. I mean, there's nothing to it, right? It's how I did a lot of my axe. I did a lot of my axes and my Sangre Guard like that, because the Sangre Guard are already gold, so they're kind of either already sprayed gold or already painted gold. So you know all those like fins on the back of their axes? I just went over them with the red contrast paint. And I was like, just gives them a shimmer. Show a private eBay listing for your Blood Angel's army and say you're picking up Eldar. World Eater's tactics video. Do you know what? I could do a tactics video about the army that I hate the most. There's just like a loop of like, this unit sucks. I actually don't know who I hate the most. Or hate's a very strong word. What do I find the most difficult to play against? I find Chaos Knights very, very annoying. Chaos Knights are very, very annoying, and that list with like 300 guardsmen in it, that was very annoying. That was very difficult to play against. And I've heard Necrons are horrific, but I was gonna say, I don't think I've played a top Necron player yet this edition. So probably once I do that and realise how strong they are, then I'll join the Necron, the club that says Necrons are very strong, I guess. But hey, there's a balance data slate coming like next week, so maybe Necrons will come down a notch, who knows. Alright, I think I'm gonna let her dry for a minute or two. And I think I've got 5 minutes before I have to head off anyway. I was about halfway catching through the New Year's stream. Yeah, the New Year's stream got a bit messy. I mean, I think it's been messier in years past, but it did get a bit messy. It was a fun stream though. I enjoy doing the New Year's stream quite a lot. I don't go drinking all that often, like maybe once a year, twice a year. So the New Year's stream for me is a real, it's a real blowout, I guess. Probably why I don't need to drink that much to get blutered. Because I actually don't think I drank that much on New Year. Like, I don't even know if I had 10 drinks, but I definitely felt very drunk. I did the gold undercoat in the contrast red for Mephiston. Alright, so I'm not the only person that thinks that works pretty well. Cool. That's good to know. Alright, I'm just going to do tiny little bits to finish up and then I gotta head off. No bagpipes. There was no bagpipes this year. Which is disappointing considering there is somebody that lives like not a million miles from me, like on this estate, that does the bagpipes. Like they practice them during the day and stuff sometimes. You'll be walking home from work, you can hear the bagpipes. So I don't know why I didn't play them on New Year's this year. I guess it was a different bagpiper that has played them on the previous New Year's. Maybe we'll get it back. How many drinks did I have on my birthday? I don't think I was... No, we went to the football on my birthday because my wife asked me, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I am a big soccer fan. I don't know if you guys know that, but I am a bigger soccer fan than probably most of you guys know. Like, I watch soccer like every weekend, without fail. Like, I'll tell my wife, like, I'll babysit the kids from these 2 hours because that's when the soccer's on, and I'll like play with the kids in the living room while the soccer's on. So on my birthday, my wife said, like, because I was 40 this year, she was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, I just want to go to the soccer, so like actually go to the game. Because there was a game on for my home team on my birthday. And what's funny is if I actually went to the soccer for my 10th birthday. So I went on my 10th birthday and I went on my 40th birthday. And at halftime they like read out my name. Just said like, happy birthday to John who's 40 today. What's your wants for the new Blood Angels Codex this edition in terms of new units? I don't think we'll get new units. I think what we'll get is Primaris-sized jump units, similar to, I guess, the jump intercessors that came out recently. My thought on those is they're going to be made or broken by how good our detachments are. Like, we need a strong melee detachment. Like, we need that. So are we going to get that, I guess, is the question. Like, because if the detachments aren't seen as strong, then it might be underwhelming. It sounds like Dark Angels players are pretty underwhelmed. What's the sport called? Soccer. Football. Soccer, football. I mean, if I say football, they think we're talking American football, which I actually don't mind. I watched a game, I think it was 49ers versus Green Bay the other night. I think the 49ers won with like 1 minute left. Or Green Bay won with... Somebody won with 1 minute left. I mean, I don't mind American football. I just prefer soccer. And there's not really any local American football teams here, right? But 49ers won. Sorry, Green Bay fans. It was close. I mean, 49ers were behind all the way up until that last... plus, a couple of them missed the field goals. I feel really embarrassed. How do you miss a field goal? Like, come on. As a soccer player, you laugh at that because you think, like, that's like the easiest thing ever to just hit the ball through the 2 sticks without anybody around. Like, how do you miss that? I guess there's pressure, right? Hundreds of thousands of dollars of pressure. Still, you'd think with all that money on the line, they would be able to hit the field goal, right? World Eaters and Necrons I find are annoying and difficult to play against. I think the World Eaters are so fast, man. I think that's the trick with the World Eaters. Like, they're on top of you, hitting you so quickly. 2 weeks until the Super Bowl. Who you wanting to win the Super Bowl, Jason? You guys know that I have an American football shirt, right? I'll go get it. I'll show you it if you want to see it. I have to finish up the stream here in a minute anyway. We went to the Giant Stadium on December the 30th and it was so friggin' cold that I ended up buying a load of merchandise in the Giant shop because I was so cold. I was not prepared for the coldness. So I bought a bunch of Giant stuff. because it was absolutely freezing in New York on the 30th of December. And although I'm from Scotland and should probably be able to handle the cold, apparently I cannot. Right, let me see if anyone bought raffle tickets. We need a speedy formation roll. I think we need to get back +1 to charge. I think without +1 to charge, we're struggling. We are struggling. Let's see if we can see her. No, focus. Where's my autofocus? I think she'll look okay when she's done. I think that's a good first paint session. Is it a red Giants jacket? It's a red and blue Giants jacket. Because it was absolutely freezing in New York. I think I might have a Giants hat as well. Good afternoon, Sean. How you doing? I'm actually going to have to take off here in just 2 seconds. But yeah, okay, so well, Macalladus Assassin will make out into the next game. Did anyone buy raffle tickets? Let's have a look. Yes, a few people did buy raffle tickets. How can I show you? There we go. So we made like 25 bucks during this stream on raffle tickets. Thanks so much to everyone that's bought in the raffle tickets. New York Giants. I've never seen the San Francisco Giants. They play baseball, right? I have been to one baseball game. Is the Calidus Assassin going to look like Gwenpool? That's like a Marvel Spider-Man crossover. I'm not super familiar. I know that like the Spidey multiverse nonsense, a little bit of it. I just thought that I wanted her to look red because she's going to be part of my Blood Angels. Good morning, Frank. How are you doing? Yeah, so if you didn't buy a ticket to the raffle yet, then you've got, what is it, 9 more days? How do I see that? I think I have to click. Actually, don't know how you do that. Like a view raffle button. Oh yeah, it's right there. I'm being an idiot. Click view raffle. Yeah, nine more days. So if you've got £1 in the next 9 days and you don't need it, then buy a raffle ticket. Maybe you win the Black Library book. I've got it right here. Ready to be sent out wherever it needs to go. I've got the Dante right here, ready to be sent out wherever it needs to go. Good luck. If you buy a ticket, I'd appreciate it. If not, it's all good. I've got the Armulus show coming up tomorrow night. We'll redo the game I was supposed to play Miles on Wednesday this week. Sorry if anyone was waiting to watch. Can you post a link to raffle? Yeah, 100%. Thanks, Dadversary. Appreciate that. Yeah, sorry if anyone was waiting to watch the stream on Wednesday night and it was cancelled last minute. There's nothing I could do. I had to go to the hospital. Everyone is fine now, though, so thank God for that. But hopefully, Miles will not be. I think I'll replay Miles this week, and he won't be too upset that I had to cancel on him. Cool. Have a great afternoon, guys. Enjoy your weekends. I'll see you tomorrow night for the Armulus show if you're going to be there, 8 o'clock UK time. So about 28 hours from now, we'll be live tomorrow night. And enjoy your weekend. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully we've got a balanced data slate next week, and I'll be live as soon as... Whenever the balanced data slate drops, I think I'll either go live the day it drops, depending on what day it is. If I can't go live the day it drops, I'll try and get the video out for Friday. But we'll... Yeah, I'm going to play it by ear. As soon as we get the data slate out, we'll do something. You think it's going to be Thursday? So if it's Thursday, we'll be live on the 3 Grots on Thursday night talking about it. which is fine. I mean, whatever we do on the 3 grots, excuse me, is more of like an overview of the whole Ballestated Slate, and then I can do a Blood Angel specific talk afterwards, if that makes sense. Cool. Alright, I better go let my wife away from having the kids for 2 hours. Thanks so much for everyone that entered the raffle so far. I will see you guys all tomorrow, hopefully. Good afternoon, peace.